Trade tensions between the U.S. and China have reached a boiling point, and the world is watching as these economic giants clash over rare earth elements, a move that could reshape global technology and military landscapes. But here's where it gets controversial. Beijing is pointing fingers at Washington, accusing the U.S. of escalating the conflict with its latest tariffs, while defending its own restrictions on rare earth exports as a matter of national security. And this is the part most people miss. China's decision to hold off on retaliatory tariffs could be a strategic pause, leaving room for negotiation or a calculated escalation down the line. On Sunday, China's government labeled President Donald Trump's new tariffs on Chinese goods as hypocritical, emphasizing that its export controls on rare earth elements, crucial for everything from smartphones to military equipment, are justified. These controls, which Trump called surprising and very hostile, came in response to a series of U.S. actions, including blacklisting Chinese companies and imposing port fees on China-linked ships. Beijing argues these moves have damaged China's interests and soured the atmosphere for trade talks. For instance, foreign companies heavily reliant on China's processed rare earths and magnets are now scrambling to reassess their supply chains, while Wall Street has reacted with unease, sending tech stocks tumbling. China's Commerce Ministry explained that its restrictions are driven by concerns over the military applications of rare earth metals, especially during a time of heightened global conflict. However, Beijing stopped short of explicitly linking these curbs to U.S. actions, leaving room for interpretation. Notably, China also refrained from imposing immediate retaliatory tariffs on U.S. imports, a stark contrast to earlier this year when both nations engaged in a tit-for-tat tariff war, with U.S. rates soaring to 145% and China's reaching 125%. But is China's restraint a sign of weakness or a calculated move? The ministry's statement was clear. "We don't want to fight, but we are not afraid to fight." This nuanced stance suggests China is willing to negotiate but won't back down if pushed. Meanwhile, Trump's aggressive tariffs and export controls on critical software by November 1st add another layer of complexity, potentially derailing a planned summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping later this month. Here's the million-dollar question. Can these two economic powerhouses find common ground? Or are we on the brink of a full-blown trade war? China's decision to pause retaliation could be a strategic olive branch or a temporary lull before the storm. What do you think? Is China's approach justified, or is the U.S. right to push back? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. This debate is far from over.